The movie begins in Hong Kong. Some people were trying to sneak into South Korea. They were put into a big shipping container. One man inside was very sick and kept coughing, but the smuggler didn't care and sent the container to a city called Bundang in South Korea. At the same time in Bundang, a woman named Kim was driving when her car fell into a hole at a construction site. It was hard for rescue workers to get to her, but a brave young man named Kong Ji went down and saved her safely. Afterward, he tried to talk to her, but she didn't say much and left in an ambulance. That night, Kim called Kong Ji and asked him to go back to the accident place. He thought she wanted to say thank you, but she only wanted her bag from the car. Even though it wasn't his job, Kong Ji said yes and got help from a friend to find it. Inside the bag, he saw an ID showing Kim was a doctor. Then a phone inside the bag rang. Kong Ji answered it and heard a young girl's voice. It was Kim's daughter, Mer, asking to meet him after school. Somewhere else, two brothers named Byung and Bayan Ho opened a container that came from Hong Kong. What they saw was scary. Almost everyone inside was dead. Only one man was alive. The smell was terrible. The brothers were shocked and scared, so they filmed a video and took the sick man with them in their truck. But when they stopped, the man named Mungsu ran away. After that, Byung started coughing a lot. His brother took him to a small clinic. The doctor gave him some medicine and told him to rest. But Byung got worse. He coughed a lot and spread germs to others around him. Meanwhile, Kong Ji went to meet Mer at her school. Just like her mom, she didn't talk much. She took her bag and Kong Ji's card, then left. On the way home, Kong Ji saw something weird. A bunch of people laughing nonstop on a bus. It didn't seem normal. Back at home, Kim was happy to get her bag back and hug her daughter. She even called Kong Ji to say thank you. But before she could relax, she got an emergency call from the hospital. She had to leave Mer with her mom. At the hospital, things were a mess. Kim rushed in and saw Byung very sick. He was coughing blood and had red spots all over. Kim thought it might be a dangerous kind of flu, but her boss didn't agree. Then they found a video on Byung's phone and saw the container full of dead people. That's when they realized the sickness came from there. When they asked Byung's brother questions, he didn't say much. Then an alarm rang. The brother got scared and ran into a part of the hospital he wasn't allowed in. He found Byung had died and hugged him, getting infected blood on himself. He got upset and attacked some doctors but was stopped. In another part of the city, Mer was almost hit by a car. The man from the container, Mungsu, saved her just in time. He looked weak and hungry, so Mer gave him food. He told her to stay away because he was sick, but she stayed and talked to him. Mungsu got worse and asked for help. Mer called Kong Ji, but when he came, Mungsu was gone. The sickness started spreading fast. Hospitals were full and many people got sick. The health workers burned the dead bodies in the container to stop the virus, but rats eating the bodies ran into the city. Doctors had a big meeting and found out the sickness was a new kind of H5 flu. It was deadly. People could die in just 36 hours. They told the government to lock down the city fast, or the virus could spread everywhere. Later, Kong Ji Mer, they had a quiet meal and started to get close. But as they were leaving, people inside the mall began falling, coughing blood, and dying suddenly. It was chaos. Kong Ji saved a woman who fell from an escalator, but lost sight of Mer in the crowd. Things got worse quickly. Too many people were getting sick, and the hospitals couldn't help everyone. The government announced martial law and moved doctors to Seoul to find a cure. Kim promised to help, but also swore she'd come back for her daughter. Kong Ji then got a call and told Kim what happened at the supermarket. She rushed there, but by the time she arrived, everything had gone crazy. People were stealing things, fighting and running everywhere. A big riot started. The army came to take control. In the middle of all the panic, Kim and Kong Ji searched for Mer. After a lot of effort, they finally found her inside the supermarket. Kim, Kong Ji, and Mer escaped from the supermarket just before the army closed it off. Kim asked Kong Ji to come with them and leave the city, but he said no. He wanted to stay and help more people. He gave Kim the car keys and watched her drive away with Mer. Then he went back to help rescue others trapped inside. Kim, and Mur made it to the airport and passed a security check. But right before they could get on the last plane, Mur started coughing. They were stopped and couldn't board the flight. That night, the army took control of the city. Everyone was forced into crowded camps. In Seoul, government leaders and doctors from other countries had an emergency meeting. They decided to test everyone. Sick people would stay in the camps, and healthy ones would be moved to safer places. Back in the camp, Kim and Mur returned and saw how bad things had gotten. The camp was packed with people, so full that some couldn't even sit down. Many were coughing up blood. Kim saw red spots on Mur's neck, but still took her to get tested, hoping she'd be okay. The next day, soldiers were told to shoot birds from rooftops to stop the virus from spreading. Around that time, scientists found a monkey named Mung Pulley who had survived the sickness. His body had built a natural shield against it. Since Kim was one of the few doctors who understood the virus, she was asked to help use the monkey's blood to make a cure. She worked carefully and managed to get the antibodies. She was ready to test it, but her bosses stopped her. Later, Kim tried to sneak Mur out of the camp because she knew her daughter was sick. But the system tracked Mur's ID number, 2066. Just then, a taxi driver claimed he was number 2066 and took Mur into the infected zone. Kim found out and quietly followed him. She reached the lab where the monkey was kept and gave Mur the antibodies. But while she was doing the blood transfusion, soldiers came in, knocked Kim out, and took Mur away. Meanwhile, Kong Ji followed the soldiers and discovered something terrible. The infected people were being wrapped in plastic and thrown into a huge pit, then burned. While searching, he heard Mur's ringtone. He found her alive but tied up and about to be burned. He pulled her out just in time. Back at the camp, things were falling apart. A soldier shot one of his own who was infected. That made the people furious, and a riot broke out. When the crowd saw Kong Ji rescuing Mur from the fire, they realized the truth, and panic spread even more. The medical team tried to leave. They asked Kim to come, but she said no. She had to find her daughter. While looking, she ran into Bunji, who blamed Kong Ji for his brother's death. He attacked Kong Ji with a knife, hurting him badly. Kim kept searching, but couldn't find Mur. Feeling hopeless, she finally left with the other doctors. In Seoul, the president learned that Bundang was completely infected. His advisor, Sainer, said they should remove all the sick people, but the president refused. He told the army to stay and wait for a cure. This made Sainer and the vice president angry. Kong Ji, who had been stabbed, lost too much blood and died in the ambulance. This made the scientists sad because they were hoping to use his body to help make a cure. The vice president, after hearing this, gave a secret order to block all people from entering Seoul. Because of this, many people were killed trying to escape. At the same time, Kim ran through the camp yelling that she had found the cure. A soldier finally listened and brought her to meet the president. Somewhere else, a man who had heard Kong Ji talk about Mur's blood followed her, took her to a quiet room, and tried to take her blood. But Kong Ji, who was actually still alive, showed up with a friend and saved her. They fought the man. Kong Ji killed him, but his friend got hurt. Kim told the president that Mur's blood had beaten the virus and could help save everyone. The president gave the order to stop shooting, but Sainer ignored him and told the soldiers to keep firing. Mur ran toward her mom, but Kim was shot trying to reach her. Then Mur stood in front of her injured mom and begged the soldiers to stop. Touched by her bravery, the soldiers lowered their guns. The sick people saw hope and rushed to the border. But just as things calmed down, Sainer ordered an airstrike. The president stopped it just in time and told his team to shoot down any jets trying to bomb Bundang. With the virus now under control, the president spoke to the country on TV. He promised they would make a cure no matter what. Mur was sent to Seoul to help create the vaccine, while Kim and Kong Ji stayed behind. A few hours later, the news said the vaccine had been made successfully